Joining me now from Odesa, Ukraine, is global affairs analyst Michael Bociurkiw. He's the founder of World Briefing Report on Substack. He's also a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council. Michael, it's always great to see you. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Let's dive right in. In your view, how does President Zelensky effectively reboot stalled peace talks when he arrives at the White House in a few hours?
Well, not easy. The good news, if there is any, is that Mr. Zelensky appears to be coming to the White House on much, much different ground than, more than a year ago when he was humiliated in the Oval Office. I think Mr. Trump and many members of his kind of inner circle are looking at him and Ukraine as more as winners. And we all know that Mr. Trump loves to back a winner. So that is probably going to give Mr. Zelensky more leverage. Having said that, we all know by now, especially as Canadians, that Mr. Trump has difficulty even remembering what agreements he's made, honoring them if he does remember them, and following through. I mean, look at how he's treated Canada, traditionally America's best friend, with big tariffs threatening to take it over. So a warning to Mr. Zelensky, be careful who you make friends with, because if Mr. Trump treats Canada like that, how can he be expected to honor any security agreements with Ukraine?
And I'm glad you hit on that too, Michael, on this sort of shifting in chemistry between these two leaders. As you point out, the relationship was quite complicated over a year ago. We saw that first Oval Office meeting, but it does seem that Ukraine projecting this kind of strength, this could favor the Ukrainian leader when he's in the Oval Office again or speaking with President Trump, hoping to gather more support.
Yeah, it could be that Mr. Trump noticed the shift in the NATO language. They were both at that NATO summit in Ankara. And, Ukraine is now being described as a contributor to democratic defense rather than a dependent nation. So, it has one of the biggest, most modern industrial defense bases, military industrial defense bases in the world. It's actually testing technology live on the battlefield, and that was connected to the UK visit, the UK giving Ukraine jamming equipment that it can test on the battlefield. And we're hearing that Mr. Zelensky has a bit of a shopping list. Sanctions, remember Senator Lindsey Graham, the late senator, had that mega sanctions package that is awaiting approval on the Hill and by Mr. Trump. Drone deal, also Patriot missiles and peace talks. Now, the problem quickly with the Patriots is, as you know, the stocks have been depleted quite badly because of the Iran war. There's something like a dozen other clients as well waiting for them. So again, whether Mr. Trump is in a strong position to help Ukraine right now is questionable.
Yeah, right. It's not an endless supply of Patriot missiles with the United States, and the last few days have really highlighted that. I'm wondering if we could expect President Trump to bring up Ukraine's recent escalation of long-range air attacks against Moscow, as well as Russia's escalation of its own that has targeted Ukrainian regions that have unfortunately even targeted Ukrainian civilians. Do you think that President Trump could seek to reduce those kinds of attacks, or maybe even bring a temporary stop to them?
Well, we understand that U.S. intelligence is part of this complex picture, helping Ukraine pick targets in Russia. And what's really, really important here on the ground is giving Ukraine intelligence so that it can give advance warning to civilians here on incoming Russian drones and missiles, of which we had a few this morning here in Odesa and also in Kyiv. But I have to say, though, because there is this caveat, Mr. Zelensky is coming a little bit on one weak leg, and that is he's left a burning political crisis here at home. He has no confirmed defense minister. He has no confirmed minister of foreign affairs. He doesn't have a replacement for the U.S. Ambassador to Washington. And there are protests 2 weeks on after he fired the very popular defense minister happening here in Odesa and elsewhere in Ukraine. So, I got to say, some Ukrainians would rather see him stay here at home and fix things rather than going abroad. But let's hope it works out, because we are at a very crucial juncture right now in this war. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, especially with reports from the Ukrainians that North Korea is planning to send as many as 30,000 troops, not on Russian-held territory, but in occupied territory, which could, in a way, symbolize North Korea also being a co-belligerent invading Ukraine too.
Michael Bociurkiw, thank you so much for all that analysis. Really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.